to get him caught in a situation where your defensive backs moved up, and he was by everybody by the time he got to the 15-yard line.
Well, I think, they brought Dallowall in at quarterback. We haven't seen him take a snap yet, so by bringing another quarterback in, it might have even set things off a little bit different, and the focus was off just a bit. The kick is good for Appling. Israel Jaramillo, and now it's 21-2.
And now your work, all of a sudden, if you're JP Baldwin, just gets a little bit hotter because you played so well in the first quarter, controlled the clock for, what do we say, 90%, 95% of that first quarter. And now all of a sudden, Appling scored on, 3 straight possessions, and they've moved the ball. Well, your defense is deflated, they're exhausted. Your offense, that time able to move the ball, but they've just stalled. It's that whole bend but don't break defense, and it's been a sloppy first half, or at least a sloppy first quarter for Appling, but they seem to have righted the ship. And if you're Johnson right now, you're lost, you're looking on your sideline, and you're uttering that phrase, and it's an ugly phrase, but it's, here we go again.
Yeah, we got a great halftime show coming up, by the way.
You gonna dance for us?
Appling County Principal Dr. Starr is going to join us to talk about all good things at Appling County, and I'm sure we're going to touch upon Byron Buxton, baseball player from Appling County, who's with the Minnesota Twins organization now. Quite excitement they had down in Baxley for the baseball season. State champions this year. And then after that, Michael Moore, the athletic director at Johnson High School, is going to join us to talk all good things at Johnson. On a short kick for Appling County, and Johnson takes over the football, and they will take over first and 10 at around the 43-yard line. 3.5 minutes go left to score, or yet to try and put some points on the board for Johnson for the offense.
Once again, Appling does get the ball to start the second half. So if you're Johnson, just to weather the storm, to give them something to think about, because right now, if you are the Avid Smasher defense, you're saying to yourself, we can't stop them, we can't stop them. Give us a reason to believe it. And right now, if you're Shaheem Roberts, if you're Corbin Mitchell, and that offensive line, you have to give this defense a reason to go into halftime and make adjustments. Think about making adjustments that get you back in the game.
Appling County putting 6 men on the line to see if they do come with the blitz, and nobody saw him fumbles the football. What an awesome hit that was. And Johnson did recover the football. I think it was 58. Bonner Davis falling on the football, but Roberts never saw him coming from the far side.
Look at this, Derek's Henry, Ken. I mean, this was just a clean, straight shot, and it could have been a lot worse. Oh boy, like a street sweeper, man. He cleaned it up.
And in the first quarter of play against Richmond Hill, Shaheem Roberts went out injured. Did not play at Camden County, was not 100% this last week at Liberty County, and here we are, not quite half of the football game, and he's out of the field, and here's the big hit coming from, never saw him from the blind side, Seth.
Well, the thing is, got to get rid of the ball quicker, and when you blitz in that situation, it's just a blind side hit, and he went down hard. When you're moving the ball effectively, it doesn't hurt as much. When you had to punt, you gained about 20 yards in the last 4 possessions, it stings a little bit more.
And Coach Baldwin told me when I met with him earlier in the week, there's a panic going on with this football team. The team had a meeting on Monday. The players had a meeting. They said, listen, it's 0-0 in the region. And they've always had slow starts, but I think the panic comes in again. When you take Shaheem Roberts out of there, you're in trouble. So checking in for Johnson. Nice quick pass over to the left-hand side. I'm looking at my roster here. Was that 18 I see there?
Looks like it's going to be number 16. It is
16,
Moncrief.
Yeah. Like you mentioned to me a little bit before, it's hard to see some of these uniform numbers.
It's very tough out there.
You got the dark colors in that, in a dark field. Right, you're right. It was the back of that.
And all of a sudden, the adjustments that you have to make as a receiver, you go from a righty to a lefty. The ball comes off a little bit different, and now your leader's gone. We talked about how the Avid Smashers rallied behind Shaheem Roberts. Now you have to believe in your next cat out here, and Moncrief's going to have his work cut out for him. If you complete a couple passes and get things going, he'll be fine.
Tyler Moncrief blocked by the line. Big 85 went up and got that and said, no way.
So it gets even more interesting, and now 4th and 15 or 4th and 10 here, you got to punt the ball and send your defense out. And to quote Stu Nahan from Rocky IV, what started out to be as a joke has turned out to be a disaster. And where we are here, Ken, just no fluidity at this offense at all. And There's sharks in the water, man. The Pirates starting to smell a little blood.
Not only that, I mean, who else do you get to quote Rocky IV in the Thursday Night Blitz game of the week?
I can quote any movie you want, my friend.
Line drive kick taken for Appling, bouncing off of a tackle. Anthony Rayner, and then stuffed up for Rayner, nowhere to go. 239, a key 239 right here to see if Appling County can put, if they put 6 or 7 more on the board, it's going to look gloom and doom going into the second half.
Yep, Bonner Davis with the tackle, that time mid-open field tackle, and here's where it's within. Your coaching staff can tell you whatever they want. They can scream, they can yell from the top of their lungs, but here's where they have a little fortitude, intestinal fortitude inside to get a stop because the bleeding's pretty intense right now.
Again, we see Jason Dollawall, quarterback, handing it off to Justin Moore, who already has a touchdown in this game. Moore across the 30-yard line to the 31-yard line. Maybe we'll mark it at the 32. Keeping the ball in play, so 2:25 as we count down in the second quarter of play on the Thursday Night Blitz. Game of the week, Appling County has built a 21-2 lead over Sol C. Johnson High School. Dollawall still in at quarterback. Inside handoff that time with almost nowhere to go.
Trying to give a couple different looks there, get the sophomore some work here. You see right there, we're gonna have a timeout from JT Pollock and company. Is look, you're up 21-2. You want to score.
We got another Thursday Night Blitz coming up in 2 weeks from now, Seth. Another good one it should be. Memorial Day and Bethesda. These two schools, every time they play, it's a shootout. And it could again be a shootout. Thursday, October 6th, Shydell Williams for Bethesda, one of the better backs you'll see in the area. Memorial Day, airing it out. And this football team, these two teams are offensive spark plugs in the Georgia Independent School Association. I'm excited about that in 2 weeks on October 6th.
Do you like defense?
No.
If you don't, then I've got your ticket for you 14 days from now.
With both teams off to quick starts and good success for this one. And should be a great game indeed. Memorial Day in Bethesda. MC Anderson Field, the home of the Calvary Cavaliers, but Memorial Day and Bethesda. Bethesda playing their home games there. They have a trade going on because Bethesda has the baseball field. And that's where Calvary plays their home baseball game. So a lot of offense you're going to see. If you like defense, Seth, forget it. All right, we're right back to action. Here comes Appling County setting up. Dollawall in a quarterback, go long to the right-hand side. He's got a receiver open, too. That'll be enough for a first down, just outside the 40.
And trying to continue to move the ball down the field. And look, you're up 21-2. You're not, doing anything archaic. You're not running up the score. You're trying to try new things. You're trying to move the ball. And I tell you what, coming out and throwing in that situation after the timeout, you can tell that JT Pollock has tons of things he wants to work on.
Trey Newkirk with that catch. Appling just trying to go power up the middle, taking it down to a minute 43. Just outside the 45-yard line, and you got a minute 43 left. I think we see another timeout, or at least a clock stop. I'm not sure what it was for. It was indeed a timeout by Appling County. So, they're looking to kind of put the dagger in, I think, at this point in time. They know if they can go up another touchdown, they're not going to have to really worry about a whole lot in the second half.
And you can see Baldwin very, very displeased there. Dollawall actually fumbled the ball after, he received the snap from center. And it was an opportunity for Johnson to get the ball back there, and I'm sure he's preaching to them about when you see a ball loose like that, you got to grab onto it.
The Johnson defense been on the field quite a bit here in the second quarter of play, and some big plays as well. All 3 touchdowns in the second quarter. Johnson actually went into the end of the first quarter. They had a 2-0 lead, and they moved the football a couple of times.
Think about it, Ken. Johnson's had the ball 4 times in Pirate territory. 2 points.
That's right. Yep, and the 2 points came from the defense. Dollawall throwing it quickly out to the right-hand side. Enough for a first down. Again, same receiver. 38, Trey Newkirk. He's the senior. The chains will move with a buck 36 left in the second quarter play. And the Thursday Night Blitz game of the week brought to you by Ford. Go further.
I understand it. False start there, it looks like, but if you are Appling, sometime this year you're going to have to run a 2-minute offense, whether it's in the regular season, whether it's continuing on in region play, whether it's in the postseason. There's going to be a time where you're going to need to move the ball in that 2-minute sequence, and here you get live game action to attempt to do it. So of course you're going to do it. A game only 19 points, why not?
So Johnson's defense tiring as we go. Good penetration there, but a little dump off to the left-hand side, and that's Jordan Van, and he has absolutely nowhere to go. Wrapped up by several Adam Smashers, including Reggie Thorpe, the senior linebacker.
Open field tackle, something that we've seen Johnson struggle with, and it's just your standard little flat screen, and you let your front four, front five go. That case, your defensive backs step up and sniff it out.
Samuel Kinlaw with good penetration there, coming off the left-hand side. Second down, second and very long, about 20. Nice pass on the left-hand side. Jordan Van drops it. The play was drawn up perfectly. The defensive back bit, and he was going for a touchdown, and he catches the football.
Rashard Morris was the only guy back there. And it's one of those things in which you use the football in that situation to freeze your defender. And when you can freeze somebody in the secondary and get to that second seam down there in that second flat, you had it. And if Rashard Morris was going to have his work cut out for him, if able to execute that time if you were Appling.
Which was going to be all for naught, though, a flag on the play, and I think it took him back 5 yards. So it's 21-2. We're down to 47 seconds till our halftime report here on the Thursday Night Blitz game of the week. Fumbling the football and falling on it in the backfield. Dasher back in at quarterback. He split some time on this drive with Dallowall, but he falls on the football, and this will force, are we down to a third down now, I believe? Third and 10, 20, 30, 40 yards, something like that? A lot.
It is time to take a knee, because there's nothing good that can come of this.
21 seconds. The clock's winding down here in the second quarter of play at Memorial Stadium. Appling County with the football, in control of the football game, and they may have to snap the ball just before the clock. There is a snap, and another fumble, and he falls on the football. Dasher does to escape, and the clock's going to run out on that. You can't be a happy Coach J.T. Pollock right there to see it end like that. 2 fumbles in the backfield. Johnson unable to get on the football, but that's going to do it. In a tale of 2 different quarters, really.
Look, Appling came out and they executed where they needed to execute. And Johnson had the ball, like I said, 4 times inside of Pirate territory, and only the defense was able to come up with the safety. But if you're Johnson, at least if you're Jamie Baldwin, you've got something to work off of, especially the way the defense played there the last 2 minutes of the second quarter.
Again, though, he talked to me earlier in the week about opportunities, taking care of. They did not take care of the opportunities that they had.
And Ken, as they've had, like you said, they have had plenty of chances. It comes down to execution, and as well as they played in the first quarter, they're going to stack those like pancakes in the third and fourth if they want a shot.
All right, we're going to take a break and be back with our halftime show. Appling County Principal Dr. Starr is going to join us, along with Michael Moore, the athletic director at Johnson High School. When we come back on the Thursday Night Blitz Game of the Week, brought to you by Ford. Go further.
The Thursday Night Blitz Game of the Week is brought to you by Ford. Go further.
So let me get this straight. You're telling me that this car is just as reliable as a Honda Accord next door?
Well, pretty much. It has a super long warranty. That's not the same thing.
Sure it is. If anything breaks, you can